Hi, in this video we are going to learn more of what to do with our Boolean logic. We are going to learn about if statements. So this video assumes you already have watched the video on Boolean logic and you can already open and create a project. So I've opened a project. I just called this project if demo. And I have a stub in here, basically some stuff I want to do. So with an if statement, we have if some condition, we're going to do something. Okay? So if this condition is true, we're going to do something. If this condition is false, we're not going to do it. So let's create something very simple, something with age. We will classify a person based on their age. So first we want to get an age. So cout. We're going to prompt the user to enter an age. Enter the age of the person. But first I would need to create a variable. I like to keep all my variables up at the top. So let's create an integer age. Now we know people can be 2.5, 14.5, 15, but we will simplify it in this example and we will just allow integer ages. So we need to input that age into something, so we'll input it into age. Now here's where our if statement comes into play. If some condition we are going to do something. So let's output this is a child. Okay, very simple. So if the age of this person is less than 13, we'll state this is a child. I'm going to press Ctrl F5 now and run the program. So let's enter in 15. So nothing output. Basically, we checked this condition. The age was not less than 13. We then went to the first statement past this curly brace, which is the return statement. Therefore, we printed nothing. Let's make sure that when I enter an age of 12, I get a child. Beautiful. This is a child. But I'm going to clean that up a little, and I'm going to add an endl here. We also know of people as teenagers, that interesting age of time. So let's check for that. If age is greater than 13, then we're going to output this is a teenager. Okay, let's run our program. Enter the age of the person. So let's enter in 15. This is a teenager. Everything's working as planned. Let's try. Everyone knows teenagers start at 13, so let's try 13. Okay, 13 doesn't print anything. So let's look at our code. If age is less than 13, which wasn't true, so this did not execute. If age is greater than 13, this is not true, so therefore this did not execute. And we can see where I went wrong. I forgot to check for a person who's age 13. So let's do that now. So how about we set if age is greater than or equal to 13, then we know it's a teenager. So anything less than 13 is a child, and anything greater than or equal to 13 is a teenager. Let's run our program again and check. So we'll enter 13, and we can see that this now executed. Our next milestone in life is becoming an adult. So let's check for that now. If age is greater than 19, right? We are going to state this, if I can spell here, this is an adult. I forgot my two less than signs here. Now let's run this again. Now let's check to make sure 19 is still considered a teenager. And yes, it is. So now let's check the value of 20. What happened there? It's a teenager and an adult. What did I do wrong? If age is... Alright, we have to introduce a new concept. We're going to introduce some of Boolean logic that we learned. Okay? So we've also got to check both sides of when a teenager is. When they become a teenager and when they transition into an adult. So we really need to AND the first condition with age being less than or equal to 19. Now we know if the person is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, they're going to execute this statement. But if they are 20, they will not execute this statement. Let's test this out. Okay, so I have my floor and my ceiling of what a teenager is. Let's again check 19, that should be a teenager. And let's check 20, that should be an adult. Which works great. Now one thing, let's step back a minute. If you notice, I've been really testing around these endpoints. I've been really testing 13, 12, 14. That's what you want to do when you are debugging your program, when you are testing your program. Be sure you test your endpoints. Endpoints are probably the easiest place to make an error. And that, again, is called a runtime error or a semantic error or a logic error. So you want to check your endpoints. And also, you'll notice I am writing a little bit of code and then testing that code. It is a lot easier to write a little code, test that addition, rather than writing a lot of code and trying to test the whole program or that whole section of code. So when you are coding, just add a few statements and then test. Okay, so let's add the time when someone becomes a senior citizen. I believe that's generally accepted that if someone becomes 55 or greater, they become a senior citizen. So let's see out this is a senior citizen, and why do I have a squiggle here? Because let's see, why is this? I'm just going to run this and have it tell me what the problem is. This is an adult. You're not equal, or you are greater than or equal to. So that makes difference. You've got to have, you can't, did you see that? I had equal or greater than 55. You cannot enter that. You have to enter greater than or equal to 55. Let's make sure that works. 55. Now again, we've got to enter our upper bounds for an adult. So age, let's set age less than or equal to 54. So an adult is somebody who is age 20 to age 54. And a senior is anything age 55 and above. So let's run this. Let's try 54, adult. Okay, let's try 55. This is a senior. And let's just try 90 to make sure, or 60, senior. Now basically, this is an if statement. So we have if condition, do this. If condition, do this. If condition, do this. There is also something known as an if then. Else we would do something else. We will get into if then else statements in the next video. This concludes the video on if statements.